Hello, good day to you all. Hope everything is going great. It has been a hot minute. So yeah, after many attempts, I have finally, let me put you out of the way, finally on these guys, Volcanic Dramon and Durandamon. Now, this sprite is one I coloured myself, and I'm actually quite happy with it. I'm very happy that I managed to put colour on there that wasn't gold, so it breaks it apart from Duramon a little bit. So that's kind of the aim I was going for throughout the entire Zubamon line, is I didn't want them all to be the same. Obviously Zubamon kind of looks more like Agumon but with a spike. Zubaigmon I wanted to look different and break up a little bit with the silver on the tail and the claws and the horn. Duramon I did not colour, but Durandamon I'm happy I managed to get like the blue and the red in there. Which, if you look at his art, you kind of see, and in fact there's probably some there. I might do that in editing, who knows. I'm just happy you got some colour in there. And I'm quite happy with the sprite. You know what, whilst we're looking at Durandamon, he does need food. And he does need training. Now I'm pretty sure he's currently set to his alt attack, and I can't change that because if I do he'll jogress. But it's kind of a little slashy thing. What I'll do actually is I'll put these guys for a few fights and I'll jogress them at the end of the video. And of course on the left here, Volcanic Dramon, as I mentioned earlier. This guy I did not colour. What I did do is very gently modify like a handful of sprites, and what I mean by gently modify... Thank you, watch. What I mean by gently modify is there are sometimes the sort of the orange glowing embers around his body will glow a bit brighter, namely when he's attacking. And inversely, when he's injured, they'll be dimmer. Oh, this is down to the wire. Dang it, should've known. Oh well. But no, you get to see Volcanic Dramon's only attack. It's kind of like I figured with Volcanic Dramon it would be like very blazy and fiery. I suppose technically he shoots magma, but I kind of like the idea of just like white hot fire. So I like Volcanic Dramon because I kind of like, especially on this device on the left side here, I do very much like the idea of like very monstrous Digimon. So far you've seen like Manticoremon, and obviously evolved into Volcanic Dramon. I like the idea of very monstrous Digimon that you have to rein in and that are hard to control. But like when it comes to battle, they will eviscerate everything, and I think that's very cool. But I also do like the calmer Digimon as well, the more refined and sort of, I guess, noble in a way. I like both sides of Digimon; they're very fun. And I like this idea that like the sheer like brutality and viciousness of Volcanic Dramon and the noble ideals and the refined elegance and strength of Durandamon could come together to form Ragnarlordmon. I like that concept. There's a lot to talk about as well, like obviously there's these guys. From the last video, lots has changed. Loads, 1,000 bajillion things on this. I can't even remember what Digimon were on here last time. It might have been Durandamon and someone else. Since then, the right side died, and then I raised a Numamon for the meetup. The Numamon then pooped so often that it killed Durandamon on the left, and then Numamon, continuing his vicious killing spree throughout almost every fight in that tournament, injured the opponent. I think there's maybe one Digimon he didn't injure. He was vicious, he was angry. That Numamon was out for blood, and he actually did claim the championship, which I'm really impressed by, and then promptly died like 3 days later. But after that, I did in fact raise Rusty. It's just been a minute. I like Rusty. He's a classic. Also, for the hatch that is currently running, I have raised on the Digivice IC the poop. But next to the poop is Lilamon, who, and when they wear any accessory, they have a little bow, the cutest little bow. Like, I'll prove this. If I tell them to put on the dragon hat, they've got a tiny little bow on top of the hat, and it's really cute. I love little details like that. It's amazing. It's a similar story with the helmet. I'm pretty sure they have a tiny little flower on the helmet. That's really cool. In other news, in the last video I mentioned I had yet to face the gauntlet, the horrendous, daunting challenge that is retail for Monochromon in Digimon World, and I am proud to say I beat that. Definitely not first try. There were several attempts. And my winning strategy was, I'm just going to charge the hell out of everyone, apart from the, I think they're called Weedmon, or what are they called, Zasomon in the Japanese? Maybe, unless I'm mixing up two Vegemon recolors, which is possible, there's like 1,000 of them. He's up there with Agumon for recolor. That's not true. Nothing is close to Agumon amount of recolors. Or reskins, I should say, or variants, is probably a better word. But yeah, the Weedmons you just don't play around with. You give them normal price, and if you think they're going to leave, if they complain, drop it down to give them an offer. Because, as I've discovered, when you have someone walk out the shop, it not only you don't get a sale off of them, the next customer just doesn't appear either. So you've then lost 2 sales from that. That's like the worst case scenario. You need to avoid that. But somehow I pulled it off. Also, I have acquired Digimon Hero, and I have modded it. This is Metal Greymon. He evolved earlier. As you can see, the screen's a bit different. I'm not going to go super in depth, but let me take you through to this page where you can see the evolution path we've gone through. Now you can see there's Metal Greymon. If I click again, you'll see, I think it's Heavy Leomon. But I did evolve this guy previously into Zeke Greymon. So, as a brief description, this device, or let's put this mod, and there you saw a little bit extra there. The mod for the Vital Hero, the training gear mod, there's 2 variants of it. There's the version Digital Monster and the version Digivice. The Digital Monster treats it more like a classic V-Pet, and more like the original Vital Bracelet, in which you raise the Digimon over time, and over a few days it can evolve and grow into different things. The version Digivice does something very similar, apart from at midnight every night it will revert to a child form. Which I want to try out because some other people I know trying this mod are trying the Digital Monster version, so I want to try the other side of it. And so far I will say it's fun. I will be making a full video on that soon, but for now, I want to do, I suppose that's a good segue on to the next topic, is I want to do one more run with these guys. That'll be the only evolution route you've not seen that also leads into these guys. For that hatch, I will just raise up to adult, and I won't bother going to perfect and ultimate again because you've seen them already. And as experience, it takes forever. Like, these guys only evolved a few days ago, or even, was it yesterday? And they're 14. So yeah, there's that. I want to do that one last run, and then not pause these guys because I'm still going to be using them myself, but like pause them from the channel for a little while because I want to focus on stuff like the Vital Hero mod. Sorry, microphone. I'm sure that sounded great. Yeah, I want to focus on stuff like doing a brief video on the Vital Hero. I want to focus on, there's the there's a bunch more wooden Digivices that I have, and I want to show them off because I think it's the D-Arc slash the D-Power plus the D-Tector slash D-Scanner, depending on which phrase or name you like to use. Up to you. I want to show those off as well because they're cool. I'll do that, both of those in one video. And I, as of yesterday, managed to buy a Digimon Kiwami, and I'm waiting for that to come in, and when that does, I'm definitely going to make a video on that, like, as I open it and figure it out for the first time. Because I'm going to go the classic route, right, where I'm not going to look at instructions or guides, I'm just going to wing it and hope for the best. Because I honestly think some of the best fun comes out of that, you know, sometimes. So, that being said, shall we get on with some battles, because I ideally want to take these guys through to the final stage if possible. Quest mode, stage 5. Versus Birdramon and Seedramon. This should go fine. You guys got this, right? It's actually very cool seeing Birdramon and Seedramon at the same time. Good job, you two. Who's next? Zubaigmon and Kabuterimon. Yeah, I suppose those are in the same slot, aren't they? So, quite obviously, if you have Tentomon, you're going to have Kabuterimon, but Kabuterimon is not the best evolution from Tentomon. I like Kabuterimon, just not that much. And here you get to see a sort of a better view of Durandamon's sword form. Ooh, Kawagamon on the left there. Oh wow, Durandamon's cutting this close. I want to show you Durandamon's... Yeah, there you go. Better look at his sword form. Ooh, Durandamon just pulled through. Shoutmon Cross 3, let's go. I swear we were previously fighting like perfect levels. So I thought this would be like very much rounded up soon. Oh, that was 3 phases and then the boss. Here's the perfect levels. I was sure that was perfect levels. Here we go. Volcanic Dramon versus Manticoremon. Durandamon is once again cutting this very close. This is scaring me a little bit. Volcanic Dramon's taking a hit. Come on, Durandamon. Whew! Okay, they're both through to the final round on the first try. Versus Rise Greymon. So there's a little bit of a spoiler for one of the other perfect levels on this device, which I guess you'll be seeing for a while. Volcanic Dramon has cleared it. Durandamon is following up. I think it's fairly even in his fight now. Sword versus gun. Apart from this is a significantly more powerful sword. Versus a still fairly powerful gun, but the sword has prevailed. I guess that's just what happens when you're one of the Legend Arm Digimon. Let's go for stage 6, let's see what we've got here. Meikumon and Tyrannomon. I don't think I've shown you Meikumon, in fact I haven't shown you Meikumon yet. But, Meikumon's cool, he's a little kitty cat. I also like that he's very scruffy and fluffy. And of course, there's Tyrannomon, who is also what Durandamon evolved from this hatch, which is very cool to see. Ooh, from Meikumon to Meicrackmon, not Razielmon, that's Meicrackmon. Meicrackmon dodges immediately. So what perfect level are we going to see on this side? I estimate... Oh yeah, Duramon. Sword fight. Oh, I think Meicrackmon just won against Volcanic Dramon. Yeah. So this could be the wall here. See how Durandamon does against Duramon. At least these guys are both vaccine. I'm pretty sure... Is Meicrackmon a vaccine versus Volcanic Dramon who's off the virus? So it kind of evens out the playing field a bit. Ooh, Durandamon cutting it close again. I think that's a loss. That is a loss. Okay, we're going to try that again, and we're going to try for stage 7 maybe. Okay, Durandamon is the first to make it through. Megalogromon Orange. There's a nice spoiler for you. Volcanic Dramon very quickly follows. That should be Dino Beamon. I'll get to the Dino Beamon sprite later when we're raising, but I can tell you, that's when I coloured. It looks so much better on the device than I thought it would. Obviously, when you're seeing it on a monitor in paint.net, it doesn't quite look the same as it does on a device, so I'm actually quite happy with how it looks on the device. I want to point out, we're not even at the boss yet. Durandamon has just beaten Megalogromon. Volcanic Dramon's cutting this very close. Durandamon versus Durandamon, it's a mirror match right now. Bancho Lilymon. You're seeing all of them today. I bet you weren't expecting Bancho Lilymon on this device, but I realised this device is kind of accidentally nature themed, and I wanted a very strong Digimon that evolves from Maycrackmon. That was also vaguely nature themed, and I didn't want to go with Razielmon because that was too easy, or Raguelmon. But wow, they both made it through easily. Okay. What we got left? Stage 7. Give it one shot. Gardramon, Gold, and Shadramon. This should be fairly easy. In fact, I'm just going to do that. I'm sorry, it's going to take a while. Manticoremon and Rise Greymon. Previously the bosses of an earlier stage, now they're just the second round in this stage. Okay. Seems to be going well so far. I think Durandamon's only taken one hit. Durandamon's taken a second hit. Durandamon's currently losing. There's Dino Beamon again. Okay, Durandamon's tied it up. Nice and even now. How's this going to go for Durandamon? He goes through. Nice. He should be fighting, yeah, Megalogromon again. And just as he starts his fight, I'm pretty sure Volcanic Dramon's just finished up his. Yep. Volcanic Dramon versus Volcanic Dramon. I'm a little bit afraid. What? I guess the next stage will be final. Oh, Durandamon's also on the final stage against Blitz Greymon. I'll give you 10 points if you can guess who Blitz Greymon evolves from. Volcanic Dramon's through. Who's the final boss going to be? Oh, of course. So there's Imperial Dramon Black. Durandamon's cutting this close again, I'm pretty sure. But he gets through. Okay, so then this should be left gone. It's. I can't remember my own roster. Of course, it couldn't be. How did I forget Rusty? He's literally right there as well. Volcanic Dramon gets through. And now we're just watching how this fight plays out. Durandamon's taking another hit. Yeah, okay. So here's how we're going to do this. What I'm going to do right here is... Oh, he's injured. Oh, Durandamon. How you feeling, buddy? Gonna check your stats real quick, you're fine. We're going to like run through that again, because I'm pretty sure the following stage is the final. It is, okay. Okay. You've got this, Durandamon. Technically, with the placement of where Rustronamon is on the device, he has a higher power, but he's also a virus type and you're a vaccine. You're also Durandamon, so I believe in you fully. You've got this. Take him down. One more hit, come on. Nailed it. I can't even say first try, but like 3 consecutive hits. Durandamon easily takes out Rustronamon after getting beat several times by Gardramon Gold. Don't you love the randomness of Digimon sometimes? Let's have a look at some of their, yeah, as you can see, Durandamon's a bit more worn out, and the win rate's a bit lower, but still actually, like, at acceptable levels for evolution. Speaking of evolution, pay close attention, because this is the first and only time you're going to be able to see Durandamon's standard attack. So here's a little stabby sword. I actually kind of prefer the alt attack. I might change that because I'm not super a fan of that, because it kind of looks more like he's throwing the sword. But Durandamon wins, rather expectedly, being vaccine over virus. But here we go. And there we have Ragnar Lordmon again. Welcome back, buddy. Full energy. And you know what? We're not taking on the final stage today. This video is already fairly long. I'm going to save that for the next Ultimate Sweep Raise. But Turquoise, you'll be fighting Ragnar Lordmon in that stage, and it'd be cool to have Ragnar Lordmon versus Ragnar Lordmon. It would give me the biggest chance of beating Ragnar Lordmon, yes, but I don't think it'd be cool. Mirror matches are fun, but then you're watching the same sprites firing the same sprites kind of deal. I like seeing different matchups. Also, I think it'd be very fun to see, say, Rustronamon or Blitz Greymon or Imperial Dramon or Banjo Lilymon or someone else defeat Ragnar Lordmon. As if to say, like, this doesn't have to be the one form you go to every time to be the strongest. Plus, it's Digimon. Lots of random stuff. But, that being said, the recording is currently sitting at half an hour. I'm going to have some editing down to do later. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and from... I guess, yeah, the Ragnar Lordmon now. Ragnar Lordmon, Rusty, and Banjo Lilymon down here, and Metal Greymon on my Vital, and of course myself. Thanks a bunch for watching, and we will see you in the next one.